Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. My name's Jeremy Vital, and I'm here to talk about refrigeration. Now, you may have just gotten a cold glass of water out of the refrigerator, but that special convenience has not always been around.
Refrigeration is defined as the process of lowering the temperature and maintaining it in a given space for the purpose of chilling foods, preserving certain substances, or providing atmospheres conducive to bodily comfort. In 1626, Sir Francis Bacon, an English scientist, successfully preserved a chicken by stuffing it with snow. However, even before that, indigenous people were using much simpler methods of creating ice. Since Sir Francis Bacon first preserved that chicken, refrigeration has grown exponentially, and by 1930, refrigerators were just beginning to sell commercially.
Because of this innovation, refrigeration can be considered a catalyst to the economic globalization of the world. It wouldn't take much to preserve food out here in the wintertime, but during the summer months, it's a little more difficult. Refrigeration cars and other forms of refrigerated transportation were the pioneers of transporting perishable goods throughout the world.
Due to refrigeration, cars on trains, Americans all across the United States were able to enjoy fruits and vegetables normally only available locally. Because of these railroad refrigerator cars, American eating habits were revolutionized. Refrigerator cars, also known as reefers, carried fruits such as oranges, grapefruits, and peaches to the East Coast, from the Pacific Coast, Florida, and the Gulf Coast. The Santa Fe Refrigerator Department was the first to do this. Because many people had never seen or eaten fruits like oranges, there was a high demand and the business was booming. By 1947, the Santa Fe Refrigerator Department owned 15,000 refrigerator cars and went almost anywhere on the North America Rail Network. Meetings were held between engineers to discuss and resolve problems with reefers. There were also refrigeration rooms on boats that allowed tropical fruits to be moved across the Atlantic Ocean and into Europe. Refrigeration on steamships allowed for American ice cream to be transported throughout the world. American steamships were also able to import foods from Asian and South American countries. The first American refrigerator steamship was called the Orme Steamship. It was launched on July 20th, 1920. Its plans were to trade with the West Indies and Central America. The transportation of perishable items was redefined due to refrigeration. It created a greater spread of food and created an economic interdependence between countries.
As one gazes into the night sky, refrigeration wouldn't be the first thing that comes to mind. But actually, it has allowed for great scientific advancements through rigorous cryogenic testing as mankind seeks to explore the heavens.
Cryogenics is defined as the study of extremely low temperatures, normally dealing with anything below negative 244 degrees Fahrenheit. Through cryogenics, scientists have tried to achieve absolute zero, which is the coldest possible temperature. At this temperature, all molecular movement stops and everything is a solid. By being able to recreate this in a lab, scientists were able to better create spaceships and rockets because it is believed that temperature of space is close to or exactly absolute zero. Now that we have entered space, this field becomes much more important. As scientists started to recreate absolute zero, they began to make observations about metals and other new tools used in the Army, like radar. Through cryogenics, scientists were able to create a maser, which is a piece of metal supercooled to around absolute zero. At this temperature, it becomes a superconductor and is able to triple the range of radar. With the threat of fighting in a space race during the Cold War, cryogenics was becoming an increasingly popular field of study. Refrigeration and cryogenics were also very popular in the medical field. Refrigeration enabled doctors and pharmaceutical companies to be able to spread vaccines throughout the world and into developing countries. Many vaccines are only effective if they are kept at cold temperatures and through refrigeration. This was now possible. Refrigeration became its own science industry, but also greatly improved other fields. It improved the United States space industry, but also connected the world through vaccines, and it still has a resounding effect on us today.
Look at this bull market. Along with all the other incredible feats refrigeration has accomplished, it has also helped lead us to what you know today as the global economy.
Due to refrigeration, the trading and buying of food was made easier, which created new economic links between countries. For example, the meat trade from America into Britain and the trade of delicate perishables into and out of Asia. Believe it or not, legalized beer helped to create an ice industry that produced more than $8 million a year. Refrigeration greatly helped businesses create global markets. Before refrigeration, the Chicago stockyards were unable to transport the meats that they butchered much farther than Chicago. After the innovation of refrigeration, their business grew exponentially because they could sell their product faster, farther, and more efficiently. Through refrigeration, new and unknown economic links between countries across the world were created. These links became what we know today as the global economy.
As you can see, refrigeration has proved vital to the creation of the global economy. It has redefined transportation, the science industries, and most importantly, created an economic interdependence that has linked the world.